Yes.
Okay.
Okay, so let's go ahead and go over your property.
Okay.
So you have a 5021 North Arrowway in Covina.
Yes.
It's a 3-bedroom, 2-bath,
Yes.
12.9 square feet.
Um, one time I looked it up.
And that's
Okay.
what Zillow's showing it as. And they're sometimes
How
accurate,
many square
sometimes not.
feet?
That's why I like to check.
7,232.
Oh,
And that's the square footage of the house.
okay. Yeah.
That is a lot.
Okay.
Got it. So
Yes.
this
Okay,
is
so you're just reiterating. Okay.
yeah, I'm just double checking because sometimes Zillow has it wrong. And I always like to just kind of double check. I'll certainly check it with the tax records as well.
Yeah, I'm sure I have it written down somewhere if you want me to take time to go through all that.
No, you're
I
fine.
it's in the report, I think, I remember the.
Yes.
All the
That's
report.
what I mean. I have tons of papers and files. Okay.
Not a problem. So my
Okay.
question, I guess the beginning question would be, because of its current status with probate and all, has the attorney indicated or the courts indicated any time about when it could be sold and when can you close?
Yes, I do have those. Okay. Papers.
And we can certainly get back to that at the end.
Okay.
Just Eddie, go ahead and write down, we need to know, because what we don't want to do is put it on the market and not be able to close.
Yes,
Yeah.
So that's why I asked that question. So that'd be the first question is timing.
the time frame.
Okay. And then what I want to do is I want to show you, Dina, is
Check it out.
the way, what's that?
No, I'm not telling you, look at, that's the way the offers work.
Oh,
Look at it.
Yeah, so we're going to show you the proprietary platform that we use to help sellers like yourself achieve the highest and best price. But we also want it done in the shortest amount of time. I find that most sellers want the highest and best price in the shortest amount of time with the least amount of hassle, liability, and expense. So
exactly.
we've put together a platform that checks all those boxes. So first I want to show you this is a property we just put under contract. We've got many, but I'm just showing you the most recent ones. This right here is when we allow buyers to compete, the sellers win and get the highest price because buyers are inherently competitive. So what we do is we allow the buyers to transparently compete against each other. And you can see here, JR started the party off, then Jason, then Jorge, Vanessa, and you can see as it all goes up.
Yeah.
Everybody, then Mariana came in here, then she came back here. Vanessa came in here, she came back here. We're letting the buyers transparently compete against each other, therefore arriving at the absolute highest and best price, where you see Matthew came in and provided the highest offer.
Kind of like an auction.
It's very similar to an auction.
Yeah, and Eddie explained that to me when we first met.
Yeah. So, and the good news is the buyer puts in an offer. Let's use this as an example of 638. We have designed a platform that allows the buyer to pay for their own agent, save even more money, and they add it to the total purchase price. Should they want to choose an agent and have an agent write their contract and represent them, they get a chance to pay for their own agent. So it's just absolutely fantastic. But what I wanted to do is show you exactly how it works. And let me do that now. Do you have any questions before we get started?
No.
Good. Well, here's, and again, any questions whatsoever, stop me right there when you have it, or you can wait till the end. It's totally up to you.
Because Eddie did a really good job of explaining this the first time we met. And again, it was reiterated, so I've had time to process it.
Excellent. So here's the way to get the highest and best price that we have found. And one thing to remember, our goal is your goal. That's the key.
Okay.
We want to bring you multiple offers in the 14-day period or less.
Okay.
We don't think you should wait forever to wait for those good offers. We want to get them all to you right away so you can pick and choose which one you like.
Okay.
This online offers platform is the best way I found to drive a tremendous amount of fully vetted, pre-approved buyers to your home. Because remember, the number one goal before we get your home sold is to get as many eyes on your home, therefore getting as many offers for that highest price. Now, pricing strategy is important. If you price it high, like most sellers, you're going to attract less buyers.
Yes,
Price it at market, you're going to attract more buyers, sure.
that's what he explained the other day. Yeah.
You price it below, you're going to get maximum buyers, therefore getting a bidding war. So pricing is key, and we get that pricing strategy out to every single potential buyer on the planet.
Okay.
Our most recent property, we had the one I'm just showing you, in 14 days. I don't know if you can see the screen, but in 14 days of marketing, that's all we need is 14 days to get you that highest and best price. We had just under 9,500 views.
Wow.
That's probably 10 times the amount of any other property in the area. And we find that getting people there is the most important. Therefore, we can get the most amount of offers. Therefore, we get the highest and best price. This is the kind of traffic we have at our open houses.
Wow.
Yeah, it was amazing. The police came because they didn't know what was going on at this property. And they came and they walked the house, and it was great. But it was, people aren't used to this kind of experience when you're coming to a home. So that's what we want to do, is we want to drive all the traffic into a very small window showings Saturday and Sunday. And this is the kind of traffic we drive. Now, here's my pricing strategy, because we know pricing it lower is going to get more traffic. But what I want to point out is I see that your goal price that we talked about is $815, $955 is the number that I have. In order to do that, we price our properties 15% below market. We found that that's the sweet spot in getting as many people in the home as possible. But we also want realistic buyers, not somebody coming in for this low, ridiculous price. We are offering a very reasonable price to get them in and let the buyers compete. And when they see that open house line, they certainly know they're not going to be paying that low start price. One thing I want to point out is sellers, you get the right to reserve the right to accept, counter, or reject any offer. So if a low offer comes in and that's all we get, you have the ability to, well, that's all we got. We can accept it, we can counter it, or we can just flat out reject it. And we found that the buyers, when they're transparently competing, it gets the sellers more money than they had ever dreamed of getting. That's why I have this little plus sign right here. If you notice, the 815, 955 plus. So our goal is to get you to that point and more. So, because at the end of the day, when buyers compete, you, the seller, win. But the good thing is when the buyers see the offers, they know for a fact they only paid what they absolutely had to pay, and they don't have buyer's remorse. Because in today's real estate market, buyers are paying way too much for homes, and that's okay. But when their offer gets accepted and they don't know where the other buyers are, they automatically start going, oh my gosh, I bet we overpaid. And we don't want any of that. We want it fully transparent, so it's a nice, smooth transaction for you. So let's look at some of the ideas, and I'll show you. As I mentioned to you, the offers are all transparent. The buyers pay for their own agent, so we're not only getting you the highest price, but we're saving you money, because at the end of the day, it's all about the net, and that's really what we're interested in. We want to get the net proceeds. So that's the goal. And here's an example we did recently. We started out at 1105 and ended up going under contract and closing. It only took us 14 days. And that's because that's how all of our properties go. We ended up selling it for 1330. So that's quite $125,000 more.
Wow.
So it actually $250,000 more than we actually started. So it's a great product, and I know Eddie has walked you through it, and and we have lots of stories we can share with you, and I'll send you a copy of this so you can kind of revert back to it and look at it. But at the end of the day, it's just a special way to get it done. Just a recap. you, the seller, would only pay 3% commission versus the normal 6%. So we're saving you like 3%.
Oh, because I know it's 3% to the person that helps me sell it and 3% to the agent, the buyer, but this way it avoids that and I only paid
So
3%.
you only pay 3% as the seller from your
Oh.
price. And we allow the buyer, should they have an agent, to pay for their own buyer agent.
I see.
Yeah, so it's a great way to go. And it's all done in 14 days or less. And that's really kind of the magic behind it, because we don't want to wait, forever to get that great offer. You have things to do.
Right.
So my suggested timeline, and the reason why I was asking you about the timing,
Yeah,
because this is all based on if it works for you.
yes.
For example, that today's Thursday, July 11th. What we
Uh-huh.
would do is, everything makes sense for you, we'll put together the marketing agreement that will detail out all the expectations, everything that we're going to do for you, and when we're going to do it. We go live, if everything works in timing wise, we'd go live Friday, tomorrow, in the MLS and on the online offers platform. So they'll both work together and they'll get it out to every single buyer that is looking for homes. And that's that 9,500 views on that last property I was giving you an example of.
Okay, so let me ask you if I may right there,
Yeah, please.
before we go on. So to go live with the offer, what? How much does this house need to be prepared? You post outside pictures? Do you post inside pictures?
Absolutely. I'm happy to answer that. And if you can see right here on the top, what we do is since we get the marketing agreement, let's say we sign it today, we go live on the 12th, but there will be no showings until Saturday, July 20th. So that'll give you that amount of time before anyone can see it to prepare the home, do our deep clean, make sure the curb appeal's there, do our photo shoot to make sure we have great photos. We only do anywhere between 5 and 6, one of the outside, one of the backyard, the front, the back, and maybe a couple of inside. What we want to do is we want to drive people to the home so they have to see it themselves. So we don't want to give them too many photos because it'll answer too many questions. What we do is, so you have basically about 9 days before it actually is seen by the public, but they know it's there. They just can't see it until Saturday the 20th.
Okay, here's my concern. I'm working like a fiend to finish getting everything out and it needs to be cleaned. I am not ready for the pictures tomorrow. We cleared out a lot.
Oh, no, you wouldn't take the photos until you're ready.
Okay, so going live, because you can have pictures of the outside.
We would put photos of
I took a picture of the garden. There's a beautiful garden in the front and the back.
Yeah.
So I have the pictures I took and I sent them to Eddie of that. But as far as taking pictures on the inside,
yeah, it's not ready yet.
Like fiends.
It's not really yet.
It's just not ready yet.
Yeah. So that's the magic of this, is we have 9 days to get all that organized, and then we can take some really nice photos and pop them on there before the open house.
Okay, so the photos don't need to be done by tomorrow.
No, the only thing we would need by tomorrow, Eddie, is a nice photo of the front, maybe a photo of the back, and maybe a photo of, say, whatever you think looks presentable, and leave it at that. We just need placeholder photos for now, and then we'll put the good photos in the next few days when it's ready.
Okay, so let me see how this, so then they have the offer. I'm just gonna get my calendar out so I can visually see this. Okay, hold on. Let me get my calendar. I don't need to be here for the open house, right?
No.
It's better if I'm not.
Yeah, we find that it's better that the sellers aren't there, because buyers are not as honest and forthright with us.
Yeah.
We know that the seller's there. So it's always a great idea to just let us have the reins and let us do what we do. And we'll do that Saturday and Sunday. So realistically, our number one question would be, is Saturday the 20th and Sunday the 21st, do you think that the home will be ready to present to the buyers.
That's what I have to,
Also, don't feel pressure, just,
yeah, I'm starting to get panicky.
don't feel anxious. We're in a good place, don't worry about it.
Yeah, we got you covered.
Yeah. We just give you what we usually do
Yeah,
here, because we're fast.
No, yeah, and just so you know,
yeah, I
this
mean, I
is-
appreciate
But
that,
also
Yeah.
we need to tell you this, because
yeah,
this is how we work.
right,
And
right,
we also see that your needs, what you need to do, what you have to do,
yeah,
and we don't want to pressure you either.
yeah,
Yeah, this is all in your time frame. This is just a suggestion.
okay, it's a
Yeah.
suggestion.
Exactly.
Yeah, cause I'm like. There's a lot of furniture things that I'm coordinating with people to move and blah, blah,
Sure.
blah, all of the stuff that's there. It looks
I can
pretty-
certainly understand.
Yeah, good. It needs to be clean. I'm trying to do all this. Let me ask you, let me go from the back, from the end to the front, to the beginning. Okay.
Yeah.
So Thursday, August 22nd, does that mean escrow or escrow happens after that?
So basically how it would work, this is the timeline, my suggested timeline. We would get the marketing agreement to you today. We would go live in the MLS and online offers in 14 days, and that starts Friday based on this timeline. If everything works out, we would do Saturday and Sunday. The 20th and 21st is the open house. The offers would be Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, due by Wednesday at 7 p.m. We'll get you under contract and open up escrow on or before Friday. And if everything goes as planned, which I think it will, I feel very confident, it would be closed on or before August 22nd. Again, these timelines need to work for you.
Right.
Yeah. This is how we do it. So that's how we, timeline every single step. This is step by step.
All right.
So if it goes like a week after, just you gotta put in your mind that instead of August 22nd, will be a week after.
Right. So
Things like that.
here's my question, like.
Yeah.
If we do the marketing agreement today. I mean, you can't do the marketing agreement now and then change the go live. How am I gonna say? If I did the marketing agreement today. Can we hold off to go? I see it's a week. It's a day and a week. Okay. What is flexible in there? Like I could do the marketing agreement today. But then, and we could go live tomorrow, but can we wait another week for the open house, or that messes up the whole schedule?
What I would do in that case, we could certainly get the marketing agreement done today, but if we're not ready for the weekend of July 2021 and we need to kick it back a week, I would just kick back the going live by a week as well.
Yeah.
So I could like prepare the thing today, get that done since we're here, right?
Totally up to you. Yes.
Since we're all here, that feels more comfortable because I'm starting to get.
And I can even update this right now, just so you can see, so we can follow.
Okay, that's just feeling like I don't have it ready. Okay.
No, don't worry.
Okay.
Don't worry.
Thursday.
So let's see, Friday would be the 19th. Let's look at that. Let's look at what that would look like.
Okay.
Instead of the 20th, it'd be the 28, 27. So let's go here. 27, 28.
I have to book in my
That would be,
doctor.
that would get us offers on July 31st instead. 31st, it's just kicking it back a week, not a big deal. And let's see when we would close. If we got it here, get it under contract here. We got the second, we would take it down to 1, 2, 3, 4. We could close it the following week, probably the 29th, on or before the 29th.
Did I take a screen? Did I take my camera and take a picture of that?
Of course.
I'll send this to you as well.
Oh, okay.
You'll send it to
So-
me, but now it's moved
Then you
away.
can take as many photos as you like, and I'm also recording it, so you can kind
Okay.
of be back and recap into that.
So that means
Importantly, this is-
today I know for sure I want to go ahead with, since we're all here. That we do that together and we get that going. But then I will wait till the following week. Okay, so that gives me. Veterans are coming to pick up stuff, I can come and clean.
Is that, Robert,
Yeah,
there's some people who are still picking up things that Gary left for them, like the veterans. He was a veteran. So there's some stuff that they need to pick up that's still here. You know, that he donated to the veterans and was,
here's what I need to know. For the open house, the stuff needs to be out of the garage too. Or it can be shown with the stuff in the garage. Is it
Most of the time when we're doing an open house, people declutter and take things away from the home so it shows more nicer. It's not as
Right.
yeah.
clustered. A lot of times they'll fill the garage with stuff. So it's very normal to have the garage filled with your
Okay.
belongings.
That's what we did. We
Yeah.
put almost all of the furniture in the garage. There's just a few things that I'm leaving for staging, like there's a really beautiful leather couch, but I would want, so I should leave that for the open house and then move it after, correct?
Correct.
Yeah, because we've left some stuff for staging, but there's also some things, I don't know, like that desk needs to go out. I'm trying to find.
There's a
Big.
very, very heavy desk.
I'm trying to contact a furniture company.
Very heavy.
That, and also that day bed.
The David, yeah.
So I don't know, like some of these things, like it's taken, like when I organized for the veterans, it took from 2 weeks ago. That's what I'm nervous about this. Could we do this today? So I don't take all your time. Could we start the marketing agreement and then see, I need to make all these calls to set up, I'm trying to, it's contact and all this stuff. It's a lot to get some furniture. What else do I need to get out? I mean, I need to get out that day bed, right, at the desk.
The desk.
Yeah, I'm gonna take that other bed. So that's what I'm trying to arrange that,
And
First.
this
this couch.
couch, you know what?
No,
Yeah,
okay, so it shouldn't stay there.
that's that one, that one is staying on the station.
It can stay for the station, but I mean, what do I need to get out before the open house? That day bed and that,
They wanted the desk
and that desk.
and all the stuff here on the garage.
Oh, I thought
Well,
No.
we can just leave it there, but
we can,
you know, if
some of the stuff will be going, but.
Let's do this. I
Uh-huh.
think the best thing to do is I'll send it to you based on these dates, but just know they're just suggested.
Okay,
Totally is on your time frame. That's all that matters to me. Is it's
Okay.
your timing, not mine.
okay. Okay, so in other words, today, once I do the marketing agreement. Then I can, but then it would go in like the time frame. But if I have to move it 2 weeks later or something. I need
Totally up
some
to
time
you.
to-
Absolutely.
Yes.
Yeah, that's
it
making.
can be, no.
You know what?
It working on good time. It can be
Okay,
moved
good.
and arranged.
It gets
I mean, I want to do it as soon as possible, as humanly possible too. Yeah,
So here's what I'll do is I'll send you a recap of what we talked about. I'll send you a
Okay.
marketing agreement for your review. And between you and Eddie, you can coordinate on figure out what the best weekend is. And
okay,
these timelines are not in stone. You just let me know, but I'll give you something to look at. And if we can
Yeah.
shoot for that, great. If we do need to bump it up, we can do that as well. Totally up to you. Sound good?
okay, that sounds good.
Yeah, so I'll send this to you, but I'll send you both to you. And just give me a little bit. I have an appointment I got to get to. But
Okay, I just want to make sure I reiterate, I understand. As long as all the furniture that we don't want to be in the house, but it's okay to have the stuff in the garage while people are seeing the open house, because it's a big garage, but it's all in order, and there's a washer dryer that I'm including with it, and it's a beautiful big garage. They can still see it with even all the stuff.
Absolutely, absolutely
okay.
fine. That's what
Okay,
most
you
people
feel better.
do that.
At least in the meantime, I can concentrate on that. Okay.
Oh,
Okay,
yeah.
now I did find the information for you. Do you want me to give it to you or to
Oh,
Eddie?
just give it to Eddie and he can
Okay,
give it to me when we get all the contract stuff.
okay.
Yeah. What other questions do you guys have?
You send the leasing agreement, the marketing agreement, and one for her, one and for me. Her, you're gonna send it to both of us.
Yeah, I'll send it to both of you.
Okay.
And how do I sign? Do I?
What I'll do is I'll send it to you in an email in a PDF. So you can review it, make sure everything looks good. Then if anything you have any questions or updates or changes, you just let me know. If everything looks good, I'll send it to you via DocuSign.
Okay. And should we send CC to my lawyer too?
It's totally up to you. We can copy anyone you like.
Okay, he would,
All I would need is how you would hold title. How would you sign the documents? Is it your first name, last name as trustee, as executor?
okay. That's, I could call them right now.
Well, why don't you do this, Eddie? Go ahead and find out how we're going to get title. I'll prepare all of this and send it to you. And by then, just reply back to me with how we're going to hold title.
Yeah, then
Okay,
with the PDF documents. They can also
Just the signature page that shows authorized signer. That's all I need.
Alrighty.
I'll ask my lawyer, okay? How do I sign documents? What were the choices you gave?
Trustee.
Trustee? There is no trustee.
I mean,
Executive.
However you need to sign as the executor of the estate.
Okay.
But how they entitle you?
Okay, how they entitle me.
Yeah, that'd be perfect. Eddie, anything else, my friend?
I'm good. I just wanted to answer questions for Vina here.
Thank you.
And make you feel more comfortable and see.
Anytime you have any questions or concerns, you let me know. I'm here to help.
Yeah.
Thank you. No, not right now. I'm overwhelmed trying to process it, but
Take your time.
I would much rather clean toilets than. I mean, I learned to read and speak Greek. I learned to play piano, to read piano. My talents are somewhere else, but this stuff.
We got you.
Special ed class.
We'll guide you in the right direction.
Thank you. So, I see it says executor. Look, Dina says executor.
Yeah, so you sign your name, executor.
Executor.
Yeah, okay, that's good to know.
Yeah, okay, thank you.
Alrighty.
Okay,
So
all right, well, I'll put that together and you should have it here shortly.
thank you.
You'll send it to us and then you'll see it in the
You
view.
made 2 copies of this?
Good.
One I was gonna take back. Do you need one?
Do you need a copy of this?
I would just take a photo of it, of the main page that shows how she signs it and send it to me.
Okay, I will.
Okay.
All right.
And does he need that date? Here it says. Hearing date is.
Hearing date, May 6th.
2025. Or it has, I think.
Yeah, just send a copy and I'll take a look.
Yeah, I'll send him a copy and
Okay.
he'll check it out.
Okay, thank
So
you.
you can see it.
Okay,
I'll scan them and I'll send it to, email it to you.
okay.
All right, nice meeting you and
Nice
see you
meeting
later, my
you.
friend. Bye,
Thank
guys.
you, sir.
All
Thank
right.
you.
Appreciate your time. Thanks.
Bye-bye.
Talk to you soon. Bye.
Bye-bye.